Welcome to the Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
It is Thursday, and we're thirsty. It's Cinco de Mayo, but in lieu of a margarita, how about some hot milk mix? Hey, that's what I'm doing. Cheers to all of you, and happy Cinco de Mayo. I hope you are all here and just excited about tonight. Do you know about tonight? Go get your webinar on saving dinner. Well, okay, hot milk mix. Yeah, first of all, first things first, that is what I'm drinking. Exogenous ketones plus. It also has all kinds of electrolytes. You will feel good. Jocelyn is here. Francesca, Kathy, Joanne, Alice, Lisa. Good to have you. Jane and Catherine. Good grief. I'm blessed. You're here. It's so great. Yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about confidence and how we need to plug that into the way we do our lives. Oftentimes that's the missing ingredient. Sign up for tonight, would you? Just go to savingdinner.com/webinar and go right to the webinar page. Don't worry, you will not be on the Saving Dinner site. That's cool. You'll be on Crowdcast. This is our platform that we use for our webinars. And even if you can't come tonight, we will send you the replay. Just sign up. It's going to be kind of cool. It's going to be really cool. Joanne's still fasting. Good for you. Not me. You went to Muffins for Moms with grandson and just had water. That's awesome. Now, if you want to go a step further and say, you know what, I'm all in because I know confidence is something that I need. How do you get it? What do you need to do? Well, certainly come to the webinar, but also go check it out at savingdinner.com/confidence. We have a lot of women who are already signed up for it. And I'll tell you, this is stuff that I wish I'd known 20 years ago. 20 years ago. You know, saved me so much grief. So listen, self-confidence is something that just doesn't happen along, and it's not something that people are just born with. It is a learned skill. Okay? Keep that in mind. So savingdinner.com/confidence, 8-week course, and we're going to be doing it together, hand in hand. I will be with you every step of the way live on Crowdcast together, face to face. It's going to be cool. I don't want you to miss that. Diana Nyad, speaking of things, look at this. It wasn't so much what I wanted to do. It was who I wanted to become. Who I wanted to become. You know, and I think this is a question we need to pose for all of us. Who do you want to be? You know, what kind of a woman do you want to be? I'm going to answer that for you because I know that part of the answer includes vibrant. And confidence is part of that. And so is being together as a family, as a community, as a sisterhood. And Full Bloom is on, y'all. It is on. It's time to go get your ticket. Go to savingdinner.com/bloom. And can I just tell you right now how proud I am of our Jenny? She put this page together and lickety split. She did it. Beautifully designed. Everything about it, you are going to love it. There's a great quote from our sweet Nancy in there. Nancy, where are you? Cheers. I'm having this all by myself. I don't see you. I know she'll be there. I know you're going to be there, Jane. I saw that you just got your ticket. It's time to go get your ticket. savingdinner.com/bloom. Who's in? I cannot wait. I have got my pinky so far in the air. I am over the moon. It's going to be a blast. Jenny is awesome. She did an amazing job. And when you see the page, the first thing you're going to do when you see the page, remember we talked about the science of the smile yesterday? The first thing you're going to do is smile when you see that page. The little opening banner with all those women, it's going to light you up. And let me just say the weekend will too. The whole weekend, we start with hors d'oeuvres and wine and boats on a beautiful lake with all of your friends. And we're going to be floating down Wantesca on Wanda. Can you imagine? You're going to get to meet Lincoln, the first mate. You're going to get to meet, yes. Yeah, we want to know, who do we get to hug in July? Jenny and I are already practicing our hugs, man. We're hugging it up. We're going to hug it out. Well, I get to see Jenny earlier than that, so we'll get our hugs out of the way so we can hug you up. Can't even stand it. We're just so crazy excited about that. Our supplement of the week, of course, is something that you got to take advantage of. This is how you should be stocking up. We have our Core 4. Do you know what the Core 4 is about? The Core 4 is about getting the core nutrients that most of us miss simply because of the way we eat. And also, do you know that there's a tremendous nutritional deficit in most foods today, just simply because of the way that they're raised, all the stuff. So we really need to get on this, especially, I just had my vitamin D test done and I could be a little bit better. So I'm doubling up on my vitamin D. I want a better vitamin D test. A better vitamin D test means a better immune system, right? And also it means everything for your bones. Your bones need that. Women our age, right? Am I right? Yo, a week from tomorrow, I'm having another birthday. It's a Beatles song. It's a Beatles song. Figure out how old I am from there. All right. Your text messages. I'm telling you, text messages right here. This phone is going to get you deals. It's going to get you free stuff just simply by sending the word join all in caps to this phone number on your message app on your phone. 855-960-3720. You'll get added to our list, and then we'll reply back. You reply back to the reply back. Yes, all in caps. Just remember, anytime you're communicating with this, it's a bot. Come on. I mean, we're not sitting there waiting for you to do this and writing this out ourselves. It's an automatic thing. So just make sure it's join and yes, and it's all in caps on both. Okay. And then you will be in. Go watch us on TikTok because we're having quite the time over there and our videos are blowing up. We want your support and your love, and make comments and do all the things that you do because you are a community and you love us up. We love you too. So it's at Saving Dinner over there on TikTok. And, we're on all social media channels except for Twitter because that's a waste of time. But even though we have an account there, so nobody else will take it, but I never use it because I think it's garbage. I mean, it's here and I don't have anything to say over there. So there. Did I tell you everything? Oh, I have one more thing to say. This is me giving you the mama look. Where are my questions? Y'all always have questions. We have webinars. There's a ton of questions. We do things together. There's in my inbox, in my my Facebook inbox, I always get questions. Send them in to support@savingdinner.com. Question for Leanne on Friday. Guess what? I will answer that thoroughly for you. From the bottom of my heart to yours, I want to make sure you feel equipped, you feel ready, and that you know what to do. That's why we do these Q&As. Right now, we're like crickets, just crickets. So get on it. Now's the time. Did I say everything that I needed to say? Gosh, I did. Don't you love this quote? Doesn't it just light the heck up out of you? Who do you want to be? I'm going to ask you that. I'm going to ask you that continually. Who do you want to be? Well, I know one thing that you want to be. You want to be resilient, because resilient women are the women who get results in their lives and they stay the course and they get what they want. And they, even though they're going back and forth, not doing it perfectly, doing it excellently, they get to the place where they finally say, I achieved my goal. Resilience is that. That's what a resilience is. So I've got a quote for you. This one's going to blow you away too. They tried to bury us. They didn't know we were seeds. Do you understand that? That when we think that we're overwhelmed and that we're just, over everything, that maybe there's a seed of greatness being planted. And I'm not minimizing hard stuff or feeling overwhelmed. I'm not. But I'm looking and analyzing it and saying, is there a way to extrapolate something from this overwhelmedness? I look back on my life, on all the different trials. I look back on my life. I had anxiety attacks, y'all, where I had to breathe into a paper bag and I had to put my head between my knees so I wouldn't pass out. I had all kinds of garbage going on and all kinds of physical stuff, blew out my thyroid. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I had that. I get what it feels like to be in that place where everything is on edge. But from those lessons, because I don't go back and relive any of it, by the way, I go back though, and I remember the lessons. That's what I call the experience file, the lessons that we learned from those hard times, because they're the teachers. They're the ones that bring us and push us and propel us forward if we allow them to. If we make a decision not to roll around in that same experience. Remember something about your body and your brain. When we get emotional about something, then our body thinks we are experiencing it again. Do you want to relive your trauma and have your body experience it all over again? That's what happens. So and I'm not saying we shouldn't be experiencing stuff or having emotions about things or whatever, but you already have. How many times do we need to is the question. You know, that might be something if you're really struggling with that and can't seem to get out of that cesspool of just this constant negative loop. Go see a counselor, somebody that really help you navigate your way out, because that's just soul sucking. It really is. But I believe with all of my heart that when we go through our tough circumstances and consider it planting time, just like this quote, and his name is Dinos Christianopoulos. How do you like that? That's a long one. Dinos, we take a 180-degree turn from what the usual rationalizations or excuses and complaints and, but you don't understand kind of a thing. We honestly do, because we're looking at it from a way different perspective. And I want you to recognize, I want to just, again, say and let you know that I'm in this with you. I think this is the human experience, and it's a constant reminder of lessons that we need to learn so that we can move forward. I believe the resilience lesson isn't something that's just learned down pat and then we just go boop like that. We don't. Wouldn't that be nice? We just don't. So this is asking us, really, this resilience lesson is asking us to gather courage so that we can bring to the table some resilience and switch our perspective and focus. I believe that's what this is. So I'm here to learn that as well, just like you are. And we're into this together. Amen. Pinkies up. I know this is. Oh, Lisa, I love you back. You are the sweetest. So Robin Sharma, this is one of my most favorite quotes. And someday I am going to get this framed and put on my wall because I love this so much. What you focus on grows. What you think about expands. What you dwell upon becomes your destiny. There is nothing more profoundly true than that. And I will tell you, I spent a whole year training my brain to shut down the negativity by dwelling on this quote. It changed everything for me because I wanted to, and that's the whole thing. We want to go there because that's the easy thing to default to, is that negative. That's what we're used to. And, we start catastrophizing and we just feed it. It's like throwing kerosene on a raging fire. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But this is what stopped me in my tracks. I swear to you, this quote, I had it written on 3x5 cards. I had it in my office. I had it everywhere. What you focus on grows. What you think about expands. What you dwell upon becomes your destiny. And I made a decision that I wasn't going to dwell on all that doomsday stuff that I was dwelling on. I was going through a really hard time with my business and and that reflected back to myself because I thought, I'm just a disaster. What's wrong with me? Why can't I figure this out? I've been in business this long. What's up? 2018. I remember it clearly. And I turned 60. I was in a little bit of a crisis. It happens, right? It happens. But this quote brought out something inside of me that I did not know existed. So I invite you to write this quote down, put it in your journal. If you find yourself just keep spiraling down, keep going down, remind yourself that you do have control over your thoughts. You do have control over all of these different parts. It's focus, thinking, and dwelling. What are you thinking about? What are you focused on? And what are you dwelling on? Because that is going to form what you become. And the resilience part fits into the equation when you make a decision that you're not going to do what you've always done. That's where resilience comes in, and you start dwelling on different things because you want your destiny to look a whole lot different than what you're going on and on and on in your mind about. So resilience, by the way, is a skill, just a lot like confidence. And I don't know of a soul that's really born with it. I have never met anybody who is super resilient. I will say my daughter, Caroline, okay? Resilient. When she was a baby, she started walking at 9 months old, which was I thought was kind of early. She was getting up and walking along coffee tables and stuff earlier than that. But when she decided to walk, I don't think you've ever seen the quality of determination in anyone's eyes I wish I had a video of it, because this little girl would put her arms out and her mouth was like this, and she was looking at what she was doing. The concentration would burn holes in the carpet. She was walking and she was not going to fall. She had one nasty fall, and that was it. After that, she was like, nope, no more. That ain't happening. And that little girl did not fall. Resilience, the cast iron will of resilience. That's what that looked like. So I don't think she was born with it. I think it was just like she made a decision, something so painful, because she had like a knot on her head that, it looked like she had been hit on the head with a hammer, is a thing that changed her mind on how this was going to go down. She connected immediately with the fact, when I go down head first like that, it's going to hurt. So this is not happening again because I'm going to walk. And she went from walking to running within like 10 days. Running. And she never fell. Ever. And I thought, well, this is just how kids are. And then when Peter came along, it was just, he looked like we were beating him on a regular basis because he was constantly falling. It's so funny how kids are. But I also want to mention that resilience is also a quality that requires development. It does. And a little time, especially if you've never learned it yourself or never had anyone model it for you. Resilience is something that absolutely 100% needs to be developed. And so it's dipping your toe in something where you say, just for today, I'm going to keep my focus on the right thing just for today. And it's hard. I'm not going to lie to you, because it's just, the Oregon Trails in our head. We want to go back into that rut of what we've always done. And resilience says no. Resilience says, back up, girlfriend. Here we go. We're going to do something different. And you know what? Psychologists agree with that. They say that there's a 4-factor approach for developing resilience. And luckily for us, they're super simple and they're super effective. Are you ready to get the notes going? If not, don't forget, you can get our newsletter. It's super easy. You go to savingdinner.com, boom, up comes a little pop-up box, and you're in like Flynn. And the next day, you will get today's show notes, okay? Because we put them out every single day. So the first one is, and you've heard me talk about it, I said it earlier, I cannot stress this enough, stop plugging into the emotional crap of all of this. We don't need to anymore. Absolutely don't need to. What we need to do is we need to state the facts. We need to get incredibly analytical about it and leave the emotions to the side for now. Because have you noticed that when our emotions get into it, everything gets muddled. You can't think clearly. You can't make an analysis. So we have to unplug from the hyperbole that we get into. We have to unplug from that rabbit hole that we fall down into. And you know what? You know what the biggest reason why is? To conserve energy. When we expend emotional capital on something that's going to do us no good, that we have absolutely no control over changing or fixing, what we've done is we've spent it all. And then we're left broke and no ability to deal with anything. I have noticed this with my own life. And I will tell you, this has been an absolute game changer, because rather than going down the woe is me spiral, which believe me is exhausting, we're now pulling back and saying, yeah, you know what? This really does hyper suck, right? We've got a basket full of suck right over here. We can acknowledge it. We can look at it. We can say it's just sitting there. But what I need right now is you're a thirsty woman in a desert. You need a glass of water. And that is resilience, to start conserving it, to start putting it toward the thing that you need the help with, the thing that you can do something about. Think about that one for a while. Just state the facts. Nothing but the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. Joe Friday, that booger. It's true. It makes all the difference in the world, and you will feel completely different about it. And again, I'm going to say this for those in the back who didn't hear. I am not asking you to deny the way you feel. I'm simply saying step back from it just for a second, put it in the big basket of suck, and get yourself fully focused on what it is that you can do about the situation. Because that is where you start to feel in control again. And that's where your resilience comes up, just like a roaring lion ready to take it on. And you know what else comes with resilience, by the way? It's courage. Because you have to have courage to step up into that. You have to have courage to do something you haven't done before and not do what you've always done. And I'm speaking this from experience. I know this for a fact. Number 2 is you got to place blame where blame needs to go, right? Now, this is simple. You take ownership, you take responsibility for whatever the heck is going on. And I'm saying this because beating yourself up over it, talk about unproductive and not going anywhere. It's not going to help at all. And it's also not going to help to finger point. Well, if it wasn't for him, it's because she, and oh my gosh, I don't do this, and it's them, and this, that, and the other thing. But guess what? Also a complete waste of energy. We have to conserve energy because we don't have endless amounts of it. And when we spend our emotional capital foolishly, we're not investing it into the right thing. That's what resilience does, because resilience helps us to stay the course, focused on the things that we can control and the things that are within reach. And boy, does the creativity flow, and boy, does the this thing inside of you just blows up. And let me just tell you something. I might drop on this one. You can be vibrant through this whole thing. Do you know why? Because your energy is smartly focused. Yes, you can be vibrant through this whole time of just overwhelm and what have you. Yes, you can. You can step into that simply by changing your focus, putting the blame where you need to, and moving on. It's an incredible thing. Number 3 is to reframe it. This is how we create a healthier perspective of what's going on. Again, not denial, not making up just this whole false narrative. I'm not suggesting that. But here's the thing that I'll give you an example. You all know that I got a spin bike, right? A Peloton. I got one of those, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm still not in love with it. Still not. So in order for me to get on it and to do something with it, I have to have a different perspective. Otherwise, that thing's going to sit there and gather dust. So what I do is I focus on how I feel after it. And I think it's only 10 minutes. I'll just do, I'll do some HIIT training on it, or a Tabata or something like that. And it makes all the difference because then it gets done. It's fixed my perspective, and it's also shown me the resilience that I have inside to do something even though I don't want to. What about that? Pretty cool, right? Number 4 is my lovely that I want to hug so badly in July. Take your time with this. It's not wham, bam, I'm done. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I'm just right now presenting something to you, 4 things that you can do. And tomorrow it's not going to be 100% completely different. It's just not. But you can take this one little step at a time, and you can say, you know what? I don't have to dwell on that. You know what? I can be analytical about this. I can pull back. I'm not going to deny my feelings, but I'm also not going to stop and go down where I've always gone. We can do that. This is your alignment assignment to get into the place where you want to be with your life. A place where you can control things. A place where you can feel like you're doing a good job. A place where you can feel vibrant, even in times that aren't absolutely easy going, even in times of overwhelm. So here's what this will help you to do, right? When you take your time with this, it's going to help you to sort it, process it, see it more clearly. It's going to help you to create another perspective and help you refocus your lens on what needs to be done. It'll help you heal. I promise. It'll help you heal. This is some of the most incredible work that I have done for myself on healing a bunch of childhood crap and trauma. And the other thing is it will help you to develop acceptance of yourself. And even those difficult ones around you, right? Healing always creates more resilience too, by the way. And if you've ever broken a bone, you know this. When your bone breaks and mends back, it develops this callus that has calcium deposits in it, making it even stronger than it was before. So think about that, because if we're going to build back a bone with greater strength, what can we do with our psyche with greater strength and resilience? There's a Japanese term called, I hope I can say this right, aruga mama, and it means the desire for change and unconditional acceptance. Isn't that beautiful? The desire for change and unconditional acceptance. What if you had that with yourself? Right? This is the path to resilience, 100% lovelies. And it makes all the difference in the world that we 100% accept ourselves, but we also recognize that desire for change. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to want to change, and it's okay to accept yourself at the same time. Desiring to change does not mean that you're not accepting yourself. You know my story about walking into the Lane Bryant store and finally getting clothes and underwear that fit. I still wanted to lose weight, but I had to accept myself where I was at the moment. And it was in that acceptance that I was able to change things up. Before that, I was constantly not accepting myself. And this is where resilience fits in, because acceptance is part of resilience. And then we move away, move along. Aruga mama, A-R-U-G-A-M-A-M-M-A, mama, yes. So are you going to build your resilience? Are you going to build your wherewithal inside, accepting yourself radically, loving yourself, and still making the changes that you need to and want to in your life? I sure hope so, because that's what wise, resilient women do, and that's who you are. I'm so glad you're here, and I cannot wait to meet you in July. Oh my gosh, I could almost cry. SavingDinner.com/Bloom. Go get your ticket. Peace be with you. I'll see you tonight. SavingDinner.com/webinar for the confidence webinar. Love you guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, pinkies up.